It's very simple. There's three things. You just do these three things. Pay your taxes. Mind your business. And keep Will Smith's wife's name out your mouth!
When Eddie Murphy speaks about Hollywood's secrets, people pay attention. And when he hints at Will Smith's hidden fears, especially those tied to Jim Carrey, he's not just sharing a typical celebrity story. He's exposing Hollywood's concealed alliances and rivalries. What is it about Jim Carrey that could make Will Smith, one of Hollywood's top stars, uneasy? Perhaps it's Carrey's unapologetically bold personality or his willingness to discuss the industry's hidden truths, the kind that keep others silent. Murphy's revelations are striking, casting a new light on some of Hollywood's most private personalities.
Yeah, I'm 61. So you get, even if you're not trying, it's stuff that gets added to you.
Jim Carrey has never been one to follow Hollywood's script. Known for pushing boundaries, he's built a career on doing whatever it takes to get people talking. His response after the 2022 Oscars, following the shocking incident between Will Smith and Chris Rock, was a prime example. While many in Hollywood quickly rallied around Smith, Carrey took a bold stance, openly condemning their response. In interviews, he slammed the industry's hypocrisy, criticizing them for applauding someone who had crossed a line and questioning Hollywood's moral backbone. His words cut to the core, almost as if warning Hollywood's elite to reevaluate their values. This bold move solidified Carrey's position as more than just an outsider. It made him a genuine threat to the polished images of stars like Smith.
There are so many surprising things in the book, but the thing that surprised me the most.
I'm going to wrap it up and just say something to all the new up-and-coming dreamers and artists that are in the room tonight.
Eddie Murphy's revelations hint at deeper reasons behind Will Smith's unease around Jim Carrey. Murphy suggests it's more than just a simple clash between two stars. Carrey's outspoken, fearless approach, especially his disregard for Hollywood's Keep It Clean rulebook, makes him a real threat to those like Smith, who have carefully crafted public personas. Carrey's criticism of the Oscars incident seemed to cut directly into Smith's own struggles to maintain his image as a wholesome, relatable figure while managing more complex, hidden parts of his life. Murphy implies this tension isn't solely about Carrey's Oscars comments. It's rooted in something even more unsettling, a fear that Carrey's unpredictability could one day expose secrets Smith would prefer to keep buried.
My social media presence is my bread and butter, okay? So you can't just use me for social media and not, don't just start rolling.
Will Smith's public image has been meticulously crafted over decades. He isn't just a celebrity. He's a brand, built by sticking closely to Hollywood's traditional playbook. From family-friendly sitcom star to blockbuster icon, Will has become someone who appeals across generations. But behind that carefully curated image, there may be a more complex side. Rumors have circulated for years about his private life, especially his unconventional marriage to Jada Pinkett Smith. The couple openly describes their relationship as a life partnership, which has only fueled speculation. Some see their marriage as more of a business strategy than a traditional romance, while others suspect it's a front to keep certain aspects of their personal lives private. Their public discussions about relationship challenges, including Jada's entanglement with singer August Alsina, have only deepened the intrigue, raising questions about whether there's more to their partnership than meets the eye.
You seemed a little dazed afterwards.
No, I was gone, dude. That was a rage that had been bottled for a really long time.
The story of Will and Jada's marriage is often portrayed as an example of modern love, with each partner allowing the other space to grow independently. But behind this public image, whispers around Hollywood suggest their relationship might be more about aligning mutual interests than romantic connection. In an industry where reputation is everything, Will and Jada have framed their bond as something beyond traditional labels. But what does that really entail? And where does Jim Carrey come into the picture? With his unapologetic devil-may-care attitude, Carrey is exactly the kind of person who could see through the polished facades of Hollywood's so-called open marriages and isn't afraid to question them.
I brought this subject up because there's a couple of things that really bother me here.
Jim Carrey has made it clear that he doesn't buy into Hollywood's glossy facade. He's spoken openly about how he sees the industry as trying to keep people complacent, avoiding any truths that could disrupt the carefully crafted image many celebrities rely on. For stars like Will Smith, whose brand depends on that very status quo, Carrey's bluntness can be unnerving. Carrey's willingness to call out the Oscar slap didn't just make headlines. It may have left Will wondering what else Carrey might expose. Carrey's unapologetic honesty makes him a figure Hollywood struggles to control, and for Will, who spent years managing his own narrative, Carrey's unpredictability is a genuine threat.
I would say don't just start filming me without asking me if you could film me.
Astaire, come help us again, please.
I'm still dealing with food.
But the story goes deeper. To understand why Jim Carrey's blunt honesty could truly unsettle Will, you have to look at Will's close connection with none other than Diddy Combs. Diddy has a long-standing reputation for hosting exclusive parties surrounded by whispered rumors, events often described as freak parties attended by some of Hollywood's most powerful figures, where what happens behind closed doors is fiercely guarded. These gatherings have been the subject of speculation for years, with insiders hinting at a world of high-stakes secrecy. It's rumored that Diddy takes extensive measures to maintain this privacy, from non-disclosure agreements to hidden cameras, ensuring that certain details remain buried. Only A-listers make the guest list, and each knows that what happens at these parties could alter their careers if ever exposed. For someone like Will, whose brand is built on a polished image, the potential for these secrets to surface, especially with a figure like Carrey ready to challenge Hollywood's carefully maintained facades, is a genuine risk.
As you all know, I made a request today for what we were calling a gag order, and I'm not going to walk out of court and do anything other than live up to that.
Murphy's revelations raise important questions about how deeply Will might be involved in these exclusive circles and what he stands to lose if Jim Carrey ever decides to publicly address the rumors that have circulated for years. Will's connection to Diddy and these infamous parties takes on an entirely new significance when viewed through the lens of his carefully curated public persona. After spending decades cultivating a wholesome image, even the slightest hint of involvement in such gatherings could be enough to shatter his reputation. Carrey, known for his unapologetic honesty and disdain for Hollywood's hypocrisy, wouldn't hesitate to expose the secrets that many would prefer to keep hidden. It's this fearless willingness to speak out that could represent the most significant threat to Will's carefully constructed narrative.
The story we're tracking, music mogul Diddy Combs on side watch at Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center after two judges denied his request for bail. This as a grand jury is expected to hear new testimony from workers very soon. Good day, Lizette.
Murphy's insights shed light on Will's ongoing struggle to separate his private life from his public persona. In Hollywood, many open secrets revolve around relationships characterized more by power, control, and mutual benefit than by genuine romance. This context is particularly relevant when examining Will and Jada's marriage, which has become legendary in the industry for its perceived openness. The term lavender marriage frequently arises in these discussions, suggesting that high-profile couples maintain public relationships to safeguard their careers while concealing the true nature of their dynamics. Will and Jada are no strangers to this speculation, having faced years of scrutiny regarding the intricacies of their relationship, especially in light of Jada's public entanglement. However, there's an even deeper layer of mystery surrounding their partnership, one that is amplified by their repeated assertions about life partnerships and mutual understanding, hinting at complexities that remain largely obscured from the public eye.
Well, Jada Pinkett Smith drops a bombshell. Apparently, she and her husband, Will Smith, haven't been together for 7
The Smiths have addressed these swirling rumors, but only in ways that leave the public in a state of curiosity. Jada's discussions on her Red Table Talk have alluded to deeper truths without fully unveiling them, while Will has often sidestepped direct inquiries, preferring to emphasize the family they cultivated together rather than delving into the specifics of their arrangement. This calculated ambiguity enables them to maintain a degree of control over their narrative. However, the stakes could change dramatically if Jim Carrey, with his unfiltered perspective, chooses to speak out. Should he decide to expose the hidden dynamics of Hollywood's secretive relationships, it could thrust Will and Jada's entire arrangement into the glaring public eye, compelling them to confront rumors they have tirelessly worked to keep on the periphery.
Yeah, and let me just say this. It's ridiculous.
Carrey's image as the wild card of Hollywood.
Carrey's reputation as the wild card of Hollywood puts him in a unique position to speak truths that many prefer to keep hidden. He has a talent for stirring up controversy for those who want to maintain a tight grip on their secrets. For stars like Will, who have invested years in crafting a polished public persona, Carrey's unpredictability poses a significant threat. Will's anxiety stems not only from Carrey's disdain for Hollywood's hypocrisy, but also from the very real possibility that Carrey might choose to unveil hidden truths that Will and his circle would much rather see remain buried.
Will was bent over on the couch and Dwayne was standing up on him. Like, it was in there.
This is the dark underbelly of Hollywood that Murphy alludes to, an industry where relationships are often dictated by what's at stake rather than genuine affection. Hollywood thrives on alliances that extend beyond mere romance, frequently serving to protect and maintain reputations. Will's friendship with Diddy, Jada's candidness about her entanglements, and Carrey's unfiltered critiques of the industry are all interconnected elements of a larger narrative. Murphy's insights suggest that Will's apprehension regarding Carrey isn't rooted in competition over film roles or status, but rather in the fear of exposure, losing control over the carefully crafted image he has spent years building.
And Stacey, you say today's indictment reads like a mob indictment. What was most shocking to you of all these allegations?
Yeah, the fact, Jake, that the government in this indictment presented evidence alleging that Sean Combs was running a criminal enterprise.
At the core of this tension is the looming question: what would happen if Carrey were to unleash the truths he has witnessed or overheard throughout the years? Hollywood is infamous for projecting a united front, yet Carrey's contempt for this facade positions him as an outsider, unafraid to voice his opinions, even if it means shining a light on the industry's darkest aspects. His willingness to critique the Oscars and publicly denounce Hollywood's hypocrisy demonstrates that he operates outside the constraints that bind other stars. For Will, this makes Carrey the most unpredictable and potentially hazardous figure he has ever encountered.
This has to be 100% culture shock. I can't imagine living a lifestyle of the incredibly rich and famous and then going into this very dark, impersonal, cold, austere facility.
As Murphy pulls us deeper into this narrative, the stakes continue to escalate, revealing not just a Hollywood rivalry, but a potential unraveling of alliances that have safeguarded industry secrets for decades. Will's unease around Carrey may stem from a much deeper fear of what might occur if Carrey decides to abandon Hollywood's unspoken rules entirely. If there's one person capable of exposing the meticulously crafted image of Will Smith, it's Jim Carrey, and this looming possibility is enough to keep Hollywood on edge, with Will himself anxious about what could unfold next. This tension leads us directly to a more significant question. What does Jim Carrey symbolize? He embodies the fearless spirit willing to illuminate Hollywood's darkest truths, which understandably leaves Will Smith feeling apprehensive about what Carrey could potentially reveal. As we delve further, the intricate web of alliances, hidden truths, and the concealed underbelly of Hollywood becomes increasingly tangled. What secrets lie just beneath the surface, waiting for someone like Carrey to expose them? And what consequences will Hollywood's elite face if those truths finally come to light? Carrey's audacity isn't just making waves, it's unearthing secrets that figures like Will Smith would prefer to keep buried. The recent turmoil surrounding Diddy, once at the pinnacle of success, adds another layer of complexity as he faces a storm of allegations, raids, and speculation regarding his exclusive gatherings. His arrest on charges related to high-stakes property theft, coupled with murky accusations, has become the latest hot topic in Hollywood, and Will Smith's rumored connection to this chaos only intensifies the intrigue.
Those situations lend to maybe some issues with tampering. And I do feel like there are victims who are scared to come forward, including my client. She was very nervous about if he was going to get bail this week. And once I told her, and then come after people, including her and some of the other individuals. And she was very relieved when he did not receive.
Let's delve into the recent turmoil surrounding Diddy's arrest, which has sent shockwaves through the entertainment industry. He was reportedly booked on a third-degree felony charge for theft of property valued between $30,000 and $150,000. While the specifics of this charge remain vague and enigmatic, sources close to the situation suggest a potential connection to Diddy's infamous reputation for hosting exclusive gatherings that attract high-profile celebrities. These events have often been shrouded in secrecy, fostering an atmosphere where questionable activities are not only tolerated but encouraged. The mere existence of this charge has ignited a firestorm of speculation within the entertainment world, where whispers about Diddy's lifestyle have long carried a darker undertone. Now, many are left questioning whether there's more lurking beneath the surface of this case than initially apparent.
Now, if the government is going to mandate that they are responsible for your well-being, they have to ensure the safety of your well-being.
While some speculate that Diddy's arrest may be linked to an unreturned U-Haul vehicle, this seemingly minor detail is easily eclipsed by the extensive history of rumors and conspiracy theories surrounding his private life, particularly his notorious freak parties. These exclusive gatherings are rumored to attract some of the most powerful figures in entertainment, all of whom are bound by strict non-disclosure agreements designed to keep their activities under wraps. This environment is exactly the kind of thing someone like Jim Carrey would relish exposing. Unlike most Hollywood stars, Carrey shows no hesitation in calling out the darker aspects of the industry, and his relentless critiques suggest he isn't afraid to take down anyone associated with these secretive circles.
I've reached out to Chris, and the message that came back is that he's not ready to talk.
Diddy's legal troubles have cast a spotlight on his reputation, leading to renewed scrutiny of long-standing rumors about hidden cameras allegedly placed in his homes and party venues. These devices are said to capture guests in compromising situations, and those guests include some of Hollywood's biggest stars, with Will Smith among the rumored attendees. We're talking about footage that has the potential to upend careers, shatter carefully crafted images, and reveal the secrets that Hollywood's elite have worked tirelessly to conceal. This alleged evidence could explain why Will and other celebrities are eager to distance themselves from the unfolding drama, as the stakes have never been higher.
Yeah, that's trying a criminal case in the modern times. A lot of evidence is on electronic devices, cell phones, tablets, computers, things of that nature. And the devices, especially if you have like external hard drives, 90-something terabytes of data on a single device makes me think it's some type of hard drive. That takes weeks to go through just for one device on its own.
Will Smith's connection to Diddy and his notorious gatherings is well known within Hollywood gossip circles. In the past, both he and his wife, Jada Pinkett Smith, have been rumored to attend some of these exclusive events. While the couple has consistently upheld a carefully curated public image, their association with Diddy's parties has sparked endless speculation, particularly in light of the unconventional aspects of their marriage that they've openly discussed on platforms like *Red Table Talk*. Many insiders suggest that the secrecy surrounding Diddy's gatherings and Will's possible presence at these events point to connections that are far deeper and more complex than most people realize.
And a lot of the evidence, alleged evidence, that's been gathered in this case was from those two raids that were conducted on his personal homes in Miami and Los Angeles. And the indictment names the things seized that he allegedly made videos of these performances that have been named freak-offs.
One of the biggest shocks has come from former insiders who allege that Diddy's gatherings transcend the typical Hollywood party scene. These events are rumored to be meticulously organized, with guests promised confidentiality and purportedly free from judgment or consequence. Jack Wright, a former insider, once suggested that these gatherings were a deliberate exercise in secrecy, allowing high-profile attendees to act without fear of repercussions. Given this level of confidentiality, it's not surprising that names like Will Smith might surface in connection with these events, especially considering his long-standing friendship with Diddy and their shared ties within the Hollywood.
Big news here. The Academy Board of Governors banning Will Smith from all Academy events for 10 years.
The real kicker is that Diddy's arrest has triggered a chain reaction, placing other celebrities linked to him under intense public scrutiny. As law enforcement raids his properties, with some sources speculating that these actions could be tied to trafficking allegations, attention increasingly shifts to those rumored to be associated with him. Reports indicate that these raids are aimed at investigating claims surrounding private events and the high-profile attendees involved. The speculation regarding these charges is rapidly transforming Diddy's case into a potential Hollywood scandal of epic proportions, and for individuals like Will, whose image has always been family-friendly, even the slightest hint of a connection to these allegations could prove disastrous.
The special housing unit is a 24-hour lockdown unit, which means that any movement within that unit is controlled and coordinated, and no inmate moves outside of his cell without being in full restraints, to include leg irons, handcuffs, a belly chain, and at least 2, if not 3 staff members escorting them.
Will Smith's connection to Diddy is believed to have begun years ago as they started to circulate in similar entertainment circles. Their bond extends beyond fame. They share mutual friends, industry connections, and a history of collaborating on various projects. However, Diddy's recent arrest has thrust these connections into the spotlight, leaving little room for dismissals. In an industry where associations can define careers, even the slightest hint of a link to these allegations threatens to tarnish even the most meticulously crafted reputations. For Will, who has faced his share of public controversies lately, this association with Diddy could subject him to a level of scrutiny he has been desperately trying to avoid.
Well, you gotta do your due diligence, and his team should have did the due diligence. And a lot of times people do slip through the cracks. There's things that you don't see and don't find out until later on. But I mean, when people are making claims like the way people are making claims, you have to do your due diligence to make sure that if you're having that person on your platform, which is a huge platform, that you're putting out the proper and correct news.
What makes this situation even more compelling is Jim Carrey's outspoken attitude, which positions him as a potential disruptor capable of forcing even the most powerful figures in Hollywood to confront accountability. Carrey's previous comments about the industry's lack of backbone, along with his readiness to criticize Hollywood, are more than mere words. They signal a call to action. With Diddy now embroiled in legal troubles and possibly facing more serious investigations, Carrey's critiques begin to resonate as prophetic warnings rather than simple commentary. Should Carrey choose to leverage his platform to shed light on these gatherings and the individuals involved, it could ignite a much larger scandal that Hollywood is ill-prepared to handle.
That in 2016, you and Will decided that you were going to live completely separate lives.
Will Smith is likely acutely aware of what's at stake if any links to Diddy's private gatherings come to light, even if it's just by association. Given his recent controversies, ranging from personal revelations about his marriage to Jada to the infamous slap at the Oscars, his public image has already taken a significant hit. A connection to Diddy's escalating legal troubles could further tarnish his reputation, potentially pushing it into a territory from which he might not recover. With Jim Carrey emerging as Hollywood's unofficial truth-teller, the stakes have risen, transforming Will's association with Diddy from mere rumor into a far more troubling reality.
Lessons: pay your taxes, mind your business, and keep Will Smith.
Smith's wife's name out your
Ultimately, what makes this situation so compelling is how it exposes Hollywood's double life, the polished public persona versus the hidden world lurking beneath it. Diddy's parties, rife with rumors of hidden cameras and an elite guest list that allegedly includes top stars, illustrate an entertainment industry built on secrecy, influence, and alliances that safeguard the powerful. With bold figures like Jim Carrey unafraid to confront these hidden truths, it's no wonder celebrities like Will Smith might feel uneasy. For years, the Smiths have navigated a delicate balance between public transparency and private matters, revealing snippets of their lives while fiercely guarding other aspects. However, Diddy's arrest, Carrey's relentless critiques of Hollywood, and the growing demand for accountability suggest that the era of meticulously curated images may be waning. As Diddy's legal troubles unfold and Carrey continues to challenge the status quo, we are left to ponder whether this marks the onset of a much larger reckoning for the entertainment industry. Will Will Smith and others tied to Diddy endure similar scrutiny? Will Carrey push the envelope even further, using his platform to shed light on what Hollywood's power players have worked so hard to conceal? The eyes of Hollywood and the world are watching as these questions linger. Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks for tuning in and see you next time.